Here, obviously excited, for another opportunity to compete, for our group to improve and get better. Going against another, program that I have familiarity with. I know Coach Golish. I know the toughness that he coaches with, and I know the detail that he emphasizes with his team. I have a lot of respect for Coach Orlando and the defensive coordinator. He's very accomplished. He's very well respected in our profession, and so I know it'll be another tremendous challenge for us. And like I said, I have familiarity with the program and the pride that they have, and the coaches on their staff, and the quality of coaches that they are. So it'll be another great challenge for us, and looking for us to improve from week 1 to week 2. Fire away.
Thanks, Coach. Go back right side, Jamie.
Hey, Coach, what have you seen from Ryan Williams' debut like that won't get to his head?
Well, he certainly has received a lot of attention, throughout his recruitment, and even prior to him actually playing a game here. And so, the thing that I would say is he's been the same person, since the day we met him. He's always, he loves football. He loves to work. He's willing to be coached, and so, I think he's hungry to go continue to build off of what he did in the first game. And so, I don't envision that being an issue. And he's a great kid, loves football, and loves to be coached. And so, we're excited to try to help him get better. And I know Coach Shev's excited to coach him tomorrow.
Stand right side of Matt.
I can kind of guess your answer if I ask for an injury status update on Caden Proctor, but what do you think of Elijah stepping into that spot?
I thought he did a nice job. I think, we have confidence in the guys in that room, and you have to be ready when you're called upon. And, Coach Cap does an awesome job, as, you have to, as you cross-train. You train guys at multiple spots, left, right, inside, outside, because you want to make sure that you get your best 5 guys out there, no matter what the circumstances are. And so it's not the first time Pritch has played left tackle. Obviously he's had a lot of reps at that previously. He hasn't had as much, lately. But I thought he did a nice job. He showed toughness, and for him, unexpectedly to have to go in there, I thought he did a nice job.
Jump to the left side in the front row to Katie.
You just talked about improvising. Just what was it like for you on Saturday night when you've been preparing all season to be in the box and had to come down to the field at the last minute, just dealing with that situation?
Yeah, it was a first, for all of us. I've called games before on the field. I don't think that was, but normally when you're going to do that, you're preparing for it. You might mark up the call sheet a little bit different, but I think in those moments you're just trying to provide calmness to the people around you, let the players know that it's just fine, and you just adjust, you adapt. You prepare so much for all the different things that may come up in the game, but you also recognize there's going to be times where you have to adjust and adapt and be flexible. You don't necessarily think you're going to be going up and down in the box to the field, but it was just what was required at that time, and so you just do it, and we all have a job to do each and every day. You try to do the very best you can in that role, just like we asked the players, and so that was really all there was to it. It was really more so, was it going to get fixed, and so just stay put, or no, it's not, and come down. And so that was really more the conversation, is like, how long were the headsets going to be out, and could you just kind of wait it out up in the box until they fixed it? But obviously we thought that they'd be down maybe longer than they were, and so just hit the elevator, went down a couple floors, and walked out of the stadium. Thought the fans were great. It was rocking. It was, so all good.
Back on the right, Ryan.
Coach, I know you weren't part of the team last year, but a lot of the people were against USF. What did you see in that game? How much are you using that game? Or are you kind of saying this is a new team, obviously a new quarterback that's playing on your side?
Well, I think there's lessons learned, from everybody on, previous experiences. But it's certainly, that was early in the season last year. This is a new group of players. They have a new group, of players of their own. And so, similar coaches, obviously, for them, so I'm sure they'll be watching the film on things that they felt, versus certain people that maybe they had success with. And we're evaluating that. But there was a lot of film after that game as well for us to digest and try to, predict how we think that they're going to try to play us. And so I think you take it all into account. But you also know that every game is a new game. Every season's a new season. And so what has happened in the past has no impact on what will happen Saturday. It'll be ultimately about the team that plays the best. And so that's what we're really focused on.
Go back over to the left side to Steven.
Obviously, Coach would love to have seen more, but just the efficiency of Milro in his first game. Can you talk about that there?
I thought he did a nice job. I think obviously he was very explosive. And the thing that I enjoyed or I was proud of him was just the communication. Between series, what he saw. I thought he saw the game very clearly. We talked about all week with the group, not just Jaylen, but the whole team, is improve as the game goes on. And the communication that occurs between series to try to just get better. See how they're going to try to play you, be able to adjust, be able to adapt. And so I was really proud of that. I thought he was calm. He was poised. I thought he was competitive. I thought he showed toughness. It wasn't a ton of snaps. Obviously there was some short scoring drives, and so. But I was proud of how he played, and I know he'll tell you there's still room for growth, which is exciting. And this is really the fun part for coaches, is that you go play a game and you see what you need to work on. You think certain areas where you think the guy's got it, and then it shows up in the game, and maybe it's not quite the habit that you want. And so we're excited to get back on the grass tomorrow.
Go to Mike here on the right side of the room.
You had two other quarterbacks get into the game too, with Ty and Dylan. Just what did you see from them? Obviously, Dylan didn't throw a pass, but just the operation.
I thought they were clean. I thought they communicated well. By and large, made the right decisions. There was a couple that we'd like to learn from, but that was the first experience for me with all the guys in our room as far as seeing them compete and being out on the grass, in a game environment. And I was proud of them. I thought they, like I said, they communicated well. They had poise. They led their groups. They moved the ball when they were in there, and ultimately that's their job as quarterbacks. They use their legs. I thought they played football, and it was good to see. I was happy that they both got a chance to get in the game.
Let's go to Charlie on the right.
Going back to Jaylen, when you're watching film with him when you come in, how did you see him kind of progress over the course of the season after this game last year, the USF game?
I wasn't here for that, and so it's a little bit difficult for me to kind of give you a big picture, on what that looked like. I wasn't here. I wasn't a part of that journey for him. Certainly we've had conversations about lessons that he's learned along his journey, just like I've told him about things that I've grown, and when I was a player, as a coach, you name it. That's the type of relationship that you're always trying to build and create, so that you have that relationship built on trust, and you can communicate about things that you've been through, and how you got where you are. So it's hard for me to say specifically as far as how he improved or what that looks like. We're just focused on just trying to be better this week than we were last week, and that's really where all of our attention is right now.
We have time for a few more questions. We'll jump on the left side to Tony.
Back to the elevator improvisation. How long did it take you to get from the coaching box to the elevator? And obviously, you guys were able to learn that while they had the ball. Do you have a plan in place for if that was to happen? If you guys had the ball, if you're trying to get down there? Is there somebody? Does the board step in and make the calls, or how does that work?
Yes. I wouldn't say we spend a ton of time on the headsets going down and me getting stuck in the elevator. It wasn't that long. Most people were in the seats, so there wasn't too many people on the elevator. But we'll be okay, I guess. We'll be prepared for it next time if that happens. I get stuck in the elevator.
Go Chase on the right side here.
Kind of piggybacking off an earlier question here about Jaylen, but obviously it's pretty unusual for a starting quarterback to only throw 9 balls and you score 63 points. He was efficient for sure, but just from an evaluation standpoint, did you watch film and think, man, I wish I could sink my teeth into more than 9 throws here?
No, we're just trying to win. That's really all we're focused on. And I think there was lots to learn from him, even in the plays that he had. And that's true. We're mindful of that with not just Jaylen, but all the guys as you're trying to get snaps in a game environment. And so we were mindful of that. Obviously we just had some short scoring drives, and so not just him, but a lot of the guys didn't have as many snaps as maybe you would anticipate in a game. So no, I thought he played great, and there's things to work on. You know, there's reads, footworks that he can clean up. He sees that, he acknowledges that, he's excited about the opportunity to work and continue to grow and get better. I'm excited for the chance to coach him. So, no, we're not, you know, disappointed in the fact that he only had 9 attempts and just kind of how the game played out.
I'll finish up with Nick here on the right.
Yeah, so when you were able to use the helmet comms, how was that experience, the first game action with that?
I thought by and large it was clean. I think there was some communication that we could do better collectively, certainly starting with me and then through the staff and through the players. I think that's pretty typical of most first games where, you know, there's a moment here or there where maybe you didn't, you know, quite communicate as efficiently as you'd like or move as quickly as you would like. But by and large, I thought the guys did a nice job. I think we had one false start, you know, for an opener. We had a couple holding calls, but you know, they had to burn a timeout early in the first half, which was, you know, you'd like not to have to do that. And so there's reasons for those things. There's things that you address both as a staff and as the players on you know, just trying to eliminate those things moving forward. But for the most part, for our first game, I thought it was relatively clean from a communication standpoint.
All right, thank you, Coach.
Okay, thank you. Roll Tide.